So coming off of my previous video, after I went into rest from that video, from now seeing 9777, so I was led to do water fast. So I did a 21 days for water fast. Now I did it a couple of times, but a lot of things happened, but there was this particular one I now did a 21 days water fast, right? So I was doing this fasting on the 16th day. Now I was still in medical school. I was still going for my clinicals, my lectures. I was taking care of my 3 little boys. It was quite challenging, but we thank God for strength. God really saw me through that fasting. On the 16th day of that fast, I remember I was lying down on my bed. Now I was reading my Bible. By 16th day, the fasting is not, the body is not used to it, sort of. It's not as if you won't be hungry, but it's more like it's a bit balanced now. So I was tired, of course. I was lying down on my bed. I was reading my Bible. I was reading the beautiful gate, right? Now I was reading this verse. I was seeing it literally happening. Now I could hear the voice of God say to me to go on YouTube and check the power of imagination. I'm like, wow, that's odd. But of course, because at that time, something happened with my discernment. I noticed that my discernment was sharper. That's the thing, one of the benefits of fasting, right? It sharpens your discernment. Your hearing of God literally increases, right? Your ability to discern things really increases. So my discernment was quite sharp then. So when I heard that voice, I said, oh, so what I did, I went on YouTube. After my Bible study, I now went on YouTube. I now checked videos on power of imagination. I saw a couple that through discernment, I knew that I should listen to, right? So I saved them as a playlist. And I was not cooking in my kitchen after picking my kids from school. I started listening to them. Now, the first one that was on the playlist was this one from Apostle Joshua Selman. There's this popular apostle from Nigeria. So I was listening to him. As I started playing it, what he said was, he was now talking about the beautiful gate. I screamed in my kitchen. I'm like, God, because it was exactly what I was reading in the Bible when I heard the voice of God say to me to check the power of imagination. Now he was describing the beautiful gate. It blew my mind. After describing the beautiful gate, he now brought in the power of imagination somehow into it and now explained some profound truths about this. It was, in fact, it blew my mind. I have never had it that way. Described that way. So after that, I had to listen to other videos still on that power of imagination, and my perception of life, it blew my mind what I got from that. Now going on from there, a lot of other things now happened that I don't even know how to explain. A lot of things happened I can't even say in this video, but one of the things that happens, my reality suddenly shifts. God changed my reality, my understanding of reality, the true nature of things. I started becoming aware of God. It was more like this understanding of God beyond like a man sitting in a throne in heaven. It was more like how encompassing God is. You know where the Bible tells us that the fullness of God fills all things. Now I now started seeing God in things. Everything started reflecting God back to me. Now I started developing this love for nature, because I will be in nature. You see how you're hearing birds? I will be hearing birds sort of like singing the praises of God. I would feel God off of trees. I started taking walks in nature. I started doing prayer walks in nature, because it's more like I'm being supported by God. I don't even know how to describe it. Other than that, I started feeling God off of trees. Nature was like my go-to place to reset. I started seeing God. I started feeling God off of people. I would go to a shopping center like this. I would start feeling God off of people. In fact, I started feeling most times what people were feeling. And at that stage, I didn't understand it. So such that people, what they were feeling, I would try to take it onto myself, that when I go home, I will not start feeling that until God taught me how to release it, or just pray and release it. Then becoming aware of angel profoundly. Now, in my house, I will be talking. I will not feel suddenly scared. I'll tell my partner, like my husband, I feel scared, because I will suddenly feel that wash of God. Now, I would totally feel the presence of angels. I will know that the angels, I could describe it by feeling that angels are here around me. It's just like how I'm here now. I could literally feel that presence of angels all around me. I could really feel my body tingling, so I could really feel them all around me. Now, I started feeling angels everywhere. I started feeling angels in my house. I would be talking and suddenly, wow, I would just feel them around. I would tell my son, angels are here. I could feel them. I started feeling them all everywhere. So I could remember the one time I had a friend that came to my house. She's a prophet, but she's a seer prophet. I'm more like a feeler prophet. It's not that I don't see, but or hear the voice of God, but the feeling, knowing, just discerning by knowing. It's more like my profound way. My friend is not that she doesn't feel, but seeing more of her profound way, pronounced way of hearing God. So I was talking with her. And so they feel an angel beside me because my whole body, one side, just one side, it wasn't on the other side, it was just on the left side. And I could feel angel, and I then look, and she said to me, there's an angel standing beside you. I'm like, I know, I just felt it now. It was profound. Describe this angel for me. It was profound. Now, because I used to gather with other prophets, we pray, prophesy over nations. I had this time when we were praying, and one of them was like, I was already feeling angels all around me. And one of them was like, there are angels all around you. I can feel them, but I'm not seeing them. I had this other time where I was praying with also a prophet, and I was walking around in my room, and she said to me, a huge angel is beside you, walking as you're walking. I'm like, I can feel it, but I'm not even seeing this angel. So it was profound up till now, because it was like it happens once in a while in a day, during the day I can feel them, but now it's more like literally all the time I can feel them all the time. That is one of the things that fasting did for me. It sharpened my discernment of other realities and of God. Now the Bible, I will pick the Bible, the pages, the words would literally be jumping off the pages. The clarity, the discernment, the understanding, it began to make a totally different sense in terms of understanding God. My relationship with God deepened. It was more like this loving, a deeper relationship with God, because I could now understand God beyond the way I understood Him before. I could see God in people. I would go to my children's school, like even this Christmas celebration that children are doing a performance. I would enter there, I would start crying. So I would literally have to be hiding my face, because I wouldn't want people to see me and be like, wow, why is she crying? Is she okay? So I would be hiding my face, because I couldn't just watching the children. I could just feel that pure love of God coming off of these children. That innocence, irrespective of their religion. It was just this pure essence of God emanating from these children. Like I could feel. I did not used to feel this before. I used to go before, I wouldn't feel it until this thing happened to me. So I became more aware of how the presence of God is in all things, how things are reflecting the glory of God. A lot of, like, where do I even start? Where do I stop? A lot of things happened that just, it sharpened my discernment in profound ways. It deepened my relationship with God. Now the way I now see God, the way I relate to God, the way I see reality, nature of reality, totally, absolutely changed up till now. So of course I've been doing fasting since then in different ways, but that time was the turning point of my life in terms of my relationship with God, in terms of my understanding of reality. I began to understand how we things come to reality, how we actually manifest things I didn't know before. How there's this connection, spirit, soul, and body. Now, how it so profound. I can't even finish saying it in this one video. So my encouragement to you today is, know when God is calling you to set that time aside and seek God. It is so important that this time you have that relationship beyond words, beyond just reading the Bible. It's important, because a lot of things, I'm gonna wait for this plane to fly over my head, because a lot of things this year 2025, we think that things are already happening, but a lot more things are coming that would cause us to go more within, such that if you don't have that strong relationship with God, it might be shaking, because he might not really understand what's going on. Because I know he looks chaotic physically, but when you go to the spiritual realms, you understand that things are not really chaotic. Things are actually aligning to the perfect will of God. Things are coming into perfection. So when you understand that from that point, you understand that you're not really scared, right? You're not scared of things. When things happening physically is making you to go into this fight or flight mode, being scared, you understand that there's a promise of God that still remains. You understand that all things are working out for good, irrespective of how it might look physically, because that is the absolute truth. All things just have to align to that unto perfection, unto that perfect will of God. But it's important we have that relationship. If you're called to set that time aside, I can tell you fasting is a very powerful tool. I cannot begin to tell you how fasting has transformed my understanding of reality, my understanding of God, my relationship with God, how it has deepened my relationship with God. It's beyond description. I can't even say all of it here. But this is a reminder for you to set that time aside, seek God, because fasting tends to cut you off for the world. Go inside to realize who you are as that even God, to realize who you carry. It develops that relationship that you have with it. Deepens it sharpens your discernment, your understanding of things. So when things are happening, you're not scared. You understand why things are happening. So this is just an encouragement for you today. Set that time apart. Have that profound relationship, that intimate relationship with God. Especially this time, we are called to move into this deeper relationship with God. It's so important that we have that relationship with God. So this is what I have for you today. I hope this really blessed you. You are encouraged you to go more within, to set time apart and say, God, until next time, keep shining that beautiful light of yours. I just showed my light on you. Shine yours. Avida, and keep shining.